Now while we're at it, we could also remove this hair strand, or maybe it's an earring, just so that everything looks clean. This is kind of distracting, can't really tell what it is. So let's just try using the, instead of the spot removal, let's use the healing brush tool. Now the healing brush is mostly used for the face. If there's like unwanted textures, maybe some redness, some wrinkles, you would use the healing brush, which we will get into in another lesson where we will take a face and we will get rid of the bad parts, maybe some swelling, some pimples, some dark circles and all that. And we'll learn how to use these in a more professional way. But for now, let's use the healing brush for this area. But the thing about the healing brush is that when you first open it, the edges are rough. So I would have to right click and change the hardness. Let's make it like 63. And now you can see that the edges are not as sharp as they used to be. The same thing that we did for the clone tool where we gave Photoshop a source, we need to do that for the healing brush as well. So our source would be this background, it's just a white background. So, but because we have a subject here, you can see that there's a shadow casted around her. So instead of choosing an area here, we need to choose an area here. So it makes sense. Again, hold down Alt until you see this icon. Click once to choose your source. And now we can easily just tap away. And you can see that this source does not change. If you remember with the clone tool, the source did change. Let me just show that to you again. If I choose this source, I click this once, you can see that it's moving. The source is moving along with the brush, but the healing tool doesn't do that. So I'm just going to also clean here. So we can actually, let's zoom in a bit more. Use the clone tool to bring back the lines around her face because we accidentally went on top of that. So I would choose this source right here, click it once, and there we are. Just the edges are a little white, although all around is. Okay, that's just because it's a low quality image. But I could actually go with the spot removal tool because it's a singular spot to remove that whiteness. Let me make it smaller. Okay, there we are. So just with the 3 tools, we were able to remove the unwanted parts on a human face. We also removed that earring or hair strand. We copied a section onto another part without having to create a new layer. Another thing that's a really helpful tool is the lasso tool. Now I know we said that the lasso tool just makes selections, but it also can be used to remove unwanted areas using the content aware that we talked about. I wasn't going to get rid of the moles, but since we have nothing else to get rid of, we're just going to use the moles for this example. I'm going to go on my lasso tool. Let's remove this. Do a rough shape around it. And again, remember, we don't want to be too close to the subject, the part that is. We want to leave extra room on the corners. So right click after you made your selection. And then we want to come down to Content Aware Fill. Going to open this window, and using that we will, you can see this green stuff. That's just Photoshop's Content Aware thing. And this is the preview. So it's just showing you which areas Photoshop is taking into account while trying to get rid of this. And it's a good area. It didn't go in the hair or in the shadows or in the ear. It only got the bright parts of the ear, which is the exact same shade as her skin. So let's just leave it be. And as long as the preview is good, we shouldn't really care that much about what Photoshop is doing to get to that. So I'm happy with this. My mole is gone. I'm going to hit OK. And now it's gone, just like that. This created a copy of that mole. So if we turn it off, can see that it's a separate layer. Let's do the same thing with these two. I'm going to get them together. One is in the dark, one is in the light. Again, content aware fill. It's going to bring this window back to us, zoom in, and it will show us exactly how it will look like. So let's hit apply. Okay, and what apply means is that it's going to keep the workspace open like we saw, but it did get the job done. So let's just hit OK, and I'm done with this. And now it's gone, just like that. We have two extra layers which we can merge into our base layer. Let's just do that. I'm going to go on the top one, the bottom one, right click, merge layers. And now it's all in one layer. Let's remove the copy. And there we are. We're able to remove all the parts that we did not want. The skin has a lot of textures. Again, we'll learn how to remove skin texture and give it how to remove skin texture and give that model a smooth face in another lesson. Let's have a look at the before and after. This is before, this is after. We removed a lot of things and it also made it look natural. We can't really tell if she had those pimples in the beginning or if she didn't. And you guys can easily do this. As you saw, it didn't take that much precision. We just did some rough selections and Photoshop did its magic. So I hope you guys enjoyed this lesson and that this was interesting for you. Now that you know how you can easily remove the things that you don't want in an image. I'll see you guys in the next lesson.